This video class will talk about matrices, and what start the matrix is basic concept of matrix. What is matrix? A matrix is a rectangular array of numbers that can be enclosed within brackets. We have some examples of matrix. If a number it is being enclosed in rectangular array like 2 3 minus 5 1, this form we call it a matrix. If it is in this form also 1 3 5 is also a matrix. Also, if we have 7 0 4 it's also a matrix form, and 5 2 1 4 3 4, since it is being enclosed with an array bracket, we call it a matrix. How do we describe matrix? How do we give a matrix a description? We can able to describe matrix in one form, that these 2 and 4 forms in a row, another one forms in a row. 0 and 5 they are in a row. 2 and 4 they are also in row. By the time we have something like this, we have columns. We have column. This is also column. So we can call this one row 1, row 2, column 1, column 2. So this is how we describe a matrix. A matrix, it is being described in row and column. So we are using this row to go to the next subtopic that will make us to understand how does matrix form. So we are still given a description. We have now tried to formulate the 2 0 4 5 in A. This is a matrix. A, you firstly call it A11, A12, A21, A22, but we don't call it like that in matrix. There is a place it falls. As I've said earlier, that 2 4 0 5, 2 and 4 falls in row 1. 0 and 5 also falls in row 2. 2 0 falls in column 1. 4 5 falls in column 2. Now I want to give it a numeric measure. So now the one we call A11, we call it A row 1 column 1. So what I will just explain is that A falls to row 1 and column 1. It forms like this and column 1. Another, the A12, we call it A row 1 column 2, because it falls, this is row 1, all this one row 1, column 2. So this A, we call it A21, but it's not A2. What we call it is A row 2 column 1. It falls into the row 2. It falls in row 2, but under the column 1, under column 2. So telling us that A row 2 column 1, it means that it falls in row 2 column 1. So the last one is A22, which is A row 2 column 2, telling us that A22 falls in row 2 column 2. So this is how we describe a matrix. We give a matrix a descriptions of this form. So now there is something we call order of matrix. Now it is order of a matrix. What do you understand by order of matrix? The order of a matrix refers to the number of rows and columns it has. For example, if a matrix has m rows and n columns, we say it is m by n order of matrix. So the order of a matrix is typically written as m by n. Example, let's have 2, 3, 4, 5. For this, it has 2 rows, 2 rows and 2 columns. So if you are to make mentions of the order of this matrix, we said it is the matrix, let's put A is equal to the matrix A is 2 by 2 order of matrix. So that is how we name it. He said 2 by 2 order of a matrix. Let's also assume we have a matrix of 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for having this, we have how many rows? Row 1, row 2, column 1, column 2, column 3. So in naming this, in getting the orders of this matrix, we said we have the matrix of order, matrix B is 2, because this is 2, this is 3, 2 by 3 order of matrix, because this is the formula for orders of matrix, telling us that matrix B is 2 by 3 order of matrix. So that is the orders of matrix. So that is how we name the orders of matrix. As the definition I've said earlier, that the order of matrix refers to the numbers of rows and columns it has. For example, if a matrix has m rows and n columns, we say it is m by n order of matrix. So this is how we pronounce matrix by order. So the next one I want to say now, just be saying it with order. So let's have an example. We have an example of if A is minus 2, 3, 0, 5, 6, 4, 1, 7, 2. Under the notations, what we call the numbers inside an array bracket is elements. So we call them, how many elements? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9 elements. We don't call them number. In matrix, the number inside an array bracket called element. Now, what we are here to find now, from what we have done so far, we have talked about the orders of matrix. If you are to see this, we have 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. How many columns? 1, 2, 3. So the order of this matrix is 3 by 3 orders of matrix. But what we have to find now is where does A21 falls to? A21, which is means A row 2 column 1. So which one is A row 2? This is row 2 column 1. It gives us 5. That is what we have to find. The second one is A row 3 column 2. So we go there to find A row 3 column 2. Row 3 column 2 is 7. That is how it looks. It's 7. So the next question, which is number 3, is A row 2 column 3. This is row 1, row 2, but column 3, 1, 2, 3 is 4. So telling us that A row 2 column 3 is equal to 4. So the last one, which is A row 3 column 3, that is A row 3, row 1, row 2, row 3, column 1, column 2, column 3. This is row 1. This is R1, R2, R3, C1, C2. So these two, where it meets is 2. So telling us that A row 3 column 3, A row 3 column 3 is equal to 2. So this is how we find how it falls. So that's how we're able to identify the positions of elements in the array bracket. So now we go further to the types of matrix. So we want to talk about a little few about the type of matrices. One, we have equality matrices. Two matrices which have the same order are said to be equal if their corresponding elements are equal. Example, given that these are the elements x2 minus 4y, 3, 2 minus 4, 1. Now, when the orders are equal, since the order are equal, meaning that the matrix is also equal. So find the value of x and y. X is equal to 3. This is they fall into the same position because they are of same order, and then y is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1. So that is what we call equality matrix. So we also have what we call diagonal of matrix. A matrix with non-zero entry only on the diagonal is called diagonal matrix. E.g., you see from this place, we have, this is 3 by 3 orders of matrix. We're able to realize that it is only from here that we have numbers, we have elements. So that's why we call it diagonal matrix. We can also have of 2 by 2. 1 is 0, is 0, 3. So this is also a diagonal matrix. So that is what makes him to form diagonal, because a matrix with non-zero entry only on the diagonal is called a diagonal matrix. We still have some examples of matrix that can still make us to understand how matrices form. The identity matrix. This is another types of matrix. A diagonal matrix whose non-zero entries are unity is called an identity matrix. What do you understand by unity? Unity means 1. So at a point in time when we have a unity numbers, that is no 1, is in 2 by 2. This one is 3 by 3 order, 2 by 2 order. We're able to identify that this is 1, 1. We call it an identity matrix. We have 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4. They form a square matrix. So since they are 1, what makes it different from the diagonal matrix is any number can be in the diagonal form. Also, the next one is square matrix. A matrix with equal number of rows and columns is called a square matrix. So it means when they have the same number of rows and columns, we have 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 6 by 6, 10 by 10. They are a square matrix. So it is order that determines the square matrix. So we are only talking about the elementary types of matrix. We only talk about the next matrix now. So the last one is null matrix. So a matrix with all the entries being zeros is null matrix or zero matrix. We're able to identify from the board down that everything 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 3 by 2, they are null matrix. They are zero entry. So we call them non-matrix. So no element will be under the array bracket. So these are just the types of the matrix that we have for now. We still have more than this, but we just have to explain this elementary aspect of type of matrix. So thanks for taking your time watching this class.